Sometimes we get aggravated because the other person is aggravating. And sometimes we get aggravated not because of the person, but because of something going on inside of us. Maybe we have a lot of anxiety. And so we're already on edge, and when someone does something that we don't like, it's not that they're necessarily doing anything bad, it's that we're under a lot of anxiety, and so that aggravation just goes like this. The Apostle Paul was under a lot of stress. He was in jail for something he didn't do. He was separated from people he loved. You could say he was under isolation. He was in a situation similar to what a lot of us are going through right now. But in the book of Philippians, he writes this: "Rejoice in the Lord always." I'll say it again. Rejoice. Let your gentleness be evident to all. The Lord is near. Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. How could he write that when he was under that kind of stress? Because he knew that God was near. That's what was going on. He knew that God was near. The God that loved him enough to die for him hadn't abandoned him. He knew that Jesus provided for all his needs, and not just the big ones, but every single one. See, if you're under a lot of stress and that stress is sparking your aggravation, the way that you fight that aggravation is by growing up in Jesus. If you're here yesterday, that should sound a little familiar. That's how you fight aggravation. See, if you're anxious, you go to the cross and you see God taking care of all your needs. You grow in Jesus and you see him taking care of all your needs. And that peace that is bigger than we can understand will grow inside you. And if you have that peace that fights against that anxiety, the less anxiety you have, the less aggravation you're going to have. In other words, if you want less aggravation, if you want less anxiety, grow up in Jesus.